Dear Chair, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor for me to address this esteemed gathering today representing the Republic of Cyprus. I warmly welcome the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe's initiative to organize this ministerial meeting on housing as part of the 86th session of the committee with the purpose to address urgent challenges and strategic priorities on housing affordability and sustainability. 10 years after the adoption of the Geneva UN Charter on Sustainable Housing, challenges of providing sustainable and affordable housing are both pressing and complex. Crises of recent years, economic, social and environmental amongst others, have only intensified these challenges. Most nations are confronted with rising housing costs, shortages of affordable housing supply and the widening gap between household incomes and market prices. In this context, achieving sustainable, inclusive and affordable housing calls for an integrated approach to policy making. At the strategic level, national and local authorities should set priorities, develop comprehensive and effective policies, and engage all relevant stakeholders, including the private sector, in a coordinated and effective action. Ensuring that housing is affordable, well-designed and situated within cohesive neighbourhoods is essential to fostering both social inclusion and economic growth. In Cyprus, the housing challenge has become increasingly acute like most European countries. Rapid urbanization and limited land availability place significant pressure on housing supply, especially for the younger generation and middle and low-income families, who are facing rising construction energy costs, limited supply of affordable housing, older dwellings remain vacant or underutilized, and the spread of short-term rentals. Many households devote a disproportionate share of their income to housing costs. Acknowledging these challenges, our government has adopted a new comprehensive housing policy with a central focus on sustainable and affordable housing. This policy incorporates targeted schemes based on two key axes. First, increasing the housing stock in general and within that affordable housing as well, and facilitating citizens' access to housing. To increase the housing stock, we have introduced schemes such as granting extra built-in coefficient to developers who commit to provide affordable units, the build-to-rent scheme with which developers are encouraged to build new housing units, especially for the rental market, with a proportion designated as affordable rent, the Renovate and Rent scheme, which provides financial support to renovate inactive housing units, older units, and put them back into the market at affordable rent, and the funding of projects through the state-owned Cyprus Land Development Corporation. To facilitate citizens' access to housing, we have introduced measures such as faster permitting procedures to cut through red tape by reducing approved times for building permits to 20 to 40 working days, targeted support schemes for young people up to 41 years old, and special housing schemes for mountainous and rural areas aiming to combat depopulation and reduce demand for housing in cities. Ladies and gentlemen, sustainable and affordable housing is more than a sectoral concern. It is a prerequisite for our region's long-term prosperity. By aligning policies and investments around a shared vision, we can build strong, inclusive and resilient communities looking ahead to the future. The ACC's role in shaping sustainable communities and improving access to affordable housing for all our nations is more important than ever. We must continue to work together towards this end. Cyprus is fully committed to this shared vision. To this end, affordable housing will be a priority for Cyprus's presidential agenda of the Council of the European Union starting January 2026. We stand ready to contribute meaningfully to the ACC's collective efforts. The adoption of today's ministerial commitments is a reaffirmation of our dedication and of our shared will towards sustainable and affordable housing. Let us move forward towards more inclusive, resilient and sustainable communities for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ioannou.